There are three things certain in life: death, taxes, and Chelsea not winning at this fucking stadium. We haven't won here since October 2021. It's the same story every fucking year. And the craziest part is, yeah, it's not even the ground. It's our mentality this whole season. I don't know what it is with our players, but we come into every flipping game as if we're 2-0 up. Palace, West Ham, Fulham, we were very lucky against Fulham. And now this. Do you know what it is? It's as if our whole squad thinks that they can cruise on autopilot throughout the whole game. Let's talk about this match, shall we? A lot of eyes will be on Enzo Maresca, of course, when we saw the lineup. People are saying, why is Benanotte playing? Why is Fofana playing? But I get it. 1, we've got injuries. 2, we've got a game midweek against Bayern Munich. 3, a lot of players came from international duty. And after our crazy schedule from last season to the Club World Cup to having 2 weeks off, rotation was bound to happen. But that's not even an excuse, because that lineup today was good enough to get a result in that first half at least. We all know how Brentford want to play. They play with a 5 at the back. They close the central pockets up. They utilize their long throw-ins. They have those 2 strikers up top, which they counter-attack through, which was on full display for that first goal. Chalobah, he commits. There was a bit of a ricochet. It falls to Jordan Henderson, who puts the ball in behind for Sade, runs onto it, cuts in, and scores. Could you all do me a favor and look back at that goal? If you look back at it, you see that Sade and Fofana are actually neck and neck. Fofana's actually ahead of him, and before the ball comes in, Sade's on his bike, but Fofana fails to follow him. He decides to go for a light jog, and as a result of that, he just doesn't follow his man. He gets in behind Tosin, and Tosin didn't cover himself in any glory whatsoever by not reading the flight of the ball. Because of that criminal defending, we were 1-0 down. It went through Tosin's legs. There's nothing that Sanchez could have done about that. But what happens after that? The same thing that happens every flipping game. Chelsea decide to wake up. Oh, so now we're playing football. We're not playing Rondo no more. Okay, say no more. Let's start playing. Now we start passing with purpose. We're not keeping possession for the sake of keeping it. We're actually attacking with the intent to score. Suddenly you see a great link up with Bonanotte, Caicedo, João Pedro, and Enzo. They just linked up so well. Bonanotte had a chance to shoot, but he just doesn't. And Enzo gets the ball, he shoots with his left foot, it goes out for a corner. That moment summed up our first half. Just hesitation. Let's divert quickly. Jamie Gittins, I don't know what he was doing in that first half. Honestly, it looked like I was watching Dan James. He didn't know where to run. He didn't know when to run. He didn't know when to take on a man. He was playing with absolutely zero confidence, and that's actually alarming because he's meant to be our first choice left winger. And if our first choice left winger has absolutely no confidence, it's a cause for concern. Because honestly, we bought him for a big chunk of money, and we need him to be confident. We need him to be taking on players and causing chaos. Second half starts, and credit to Enzo Maresca because he brought on 3 subs. Reece James came on, Cucurella came on, I believe Tyreek George came on, and Cole Palmer came on around the 55th minute. He was very proactive, he wasn't reactive. And the game instantly shifted. The aggression was there, the pressing was there. Brentford was stuck on the back foot, and it was wave after wave after wave. We actually smelled blood, and we were attacking with intent. And this is what frustrates me. Why does it take us to go behind for us to actually start playing like this? Anyway, Palmer does what Palmer does. Coming back from that injury, João Pedro knocks it down from the cross. I think it was from Enzo Fernandez, and Palmer absolutely smacks it in. 1-1. Suddenly, Chelsea look like a team again. Reece James put in a lovely ball in behind for Pedro Neto, who runs onto it, cuts in and shoots. He should have squared it to João Pedro, but he didn't. You see that another goal is coming, and it did. The Garnacho comes on, he puts the ball into the box. It got cleared to the edge of the box. It falls to Caicedo, who takes a touch and rifles it top bins. My guy, consistent Caicedo. 2-1. It looks like Chelsea are going to walk away from this god-forsaken ground, yeah, with 3 points. 10 points in our first 4 games. Top of the table. But of course, it's Chelsea. We always have to make it hard for ourselves. And before Brentford equalised, there were warning signs there already. Brentford's long throws were giving us nightmares all day long. And then there was this specific long throw that got put into the box, and I kid you not, it bounces in our 6-yard box, and Sanchez makes a good save. Once he makes that save, he gives that look. We all know what that look is. It's that look of, what the hell are you lot doing? How is that ball getting through? Then the 93rd minute comes around. The good old 93rd minute. A long ball comes in once again. It gets knocked on and Carvalho taps it in on the back post. And whose man was that? Garnacho's. He fell asleep on the back post and yeah, he was punished for it. We were punished for it. This is 2 points dropped. And the warning signs were there from the start of the season. We're walking into Premier League games with almost arrogance, like we've already won the game, and there's no urgency, there's slow tempo, and we're not playing with any intent to score, and we only react when we go in behind and we actually start playing proper football. And this is what pisses me off. I wouldn't be upset, yeah, if we played like this throughout the whole night. Then I'd say, okay, there's an issue going on here. But it's the fact that we can turn it on. We can turn it on and we can score goals. We can create chances, but we choose not to. We don't choose to get out of gear 2 until the opposition score against us. We need to come into these games hungry and ruthless, because when you play to protect possession, you leave yourself, because you're on the edge of their box, you leave yourself vulnerable to counter-attacks. And that's exactly what happened with Brentford today. Let me just say this on a separate note. After Levi Colwill went down with that injury, that ACL, knowing that he's gone for the year, and the fact that we didn't go and recruit a top centre-back, a good leader in the likes of Mark Gahey or Bastoni, because Levi Colwill was essentially our most vocal centre-back. He led that back four. In addition to not keeping Nicholas Jackson and bringing back Mark Gahey instead, it's going to cost us. Because if you combine that with our brutal schedule, we've got 4 away games in a row. Then after November 22nd, we're playing a game every 3 to 4 days. Then you mix in the injuries that we already have. Then you mix in the fatigue that we're carrying from the Club World Cup. It's just a recipe for disaster. We needed those 3 points today because we've got Bayern coming up and then United straight after that. 2 away games back to back. And yeah, this is 3 points dropped. Another game where Chelsea start in second gear, and this time it cost us. That's the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, and show some love to your boy.